Welcome, welcome, welcome. In full disclosure, I was going to make this a webinar about a week ago, and I'm not even going to explain to you why it didn't happen. But the thing is, this topic of self-sabotage has come up almost every single day since the week that I said I was going to do this webinar. So the universe is once again speaking loud and clearly that this is what I need to talk about, because there are lots of people out there who are struggling with this. So as always, if you've never tuned into my webinars before, you don't have to sit in one place and watch me. You can listen to this like a podcast. You can go for a walk. You can go for a run. You can do chores with me talking in the background. Don't feel like you have to sit still and watch me. My voice and what I say is going to be the message. There's no performance here. All right, so let's dig in. What is self-sabotage? How does it present itself in your life? And what can we do about it? So when I talk about self-sabotage, I talk about individuals like yourself who have certain goals. So I'm going to keep it in the fitness and nutrition realm, but this can apply to anything. So let's say you have a goal. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds, keep it off, and establish a workout routine that is not going to fall by the wayside. So let's pretend those are your goals. Okay, so what does self-sabotage mean in this context? So 9 times out of 10, when people begin on a new fitness journey or a new health journey, they're gung-ho right at the beginning, right? Like, I want to do this, I got this, I'm so determined. And that excitement, the novelty, usually gets you through 1 or 2 weeks, unless it's like a really absurd diet that like you just give up on in 2 days, right? Because it's literally not sustainable in any way, shape, or form. But usually when I'm working with clients, they can usually get through the first, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks almost on pure adrenaline. Like, they're so excited, they're dipping their toes in or jumping right in head first, and they're just excited, and that's the momentum they need to get started. And they're doing really well, and they're feeling really good. Even right off the bat, a lot of people are just like, wow, just drinking water makes me feel better. Wow, just tracking my food makes me realize how much I was eating or how little I was eating. But usually around week 3 or 4, this little voice creeps in, especially for people who have tried all the diets, who have tried all the workout programs, who have done all the 90-day challenges, the 30-day challenges, and end up in the same place over and over and over again, right back to where they started, sometimes worse off. And so what usually happens is this little voice creeps in, and it's like, yeah, you're doing it now, but you know you can't sustain it. And so what do we do as soon as that voice creeps in? Usually we start veering off our plan a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, because hey, fuck it. If I can't do it 100%, I might as well not do it at all, right? How many people have gone through that a few times in their life? And that, my dear friends, is self-sabotage. It's when your brain, your self-conscious, tells you, hey, even though I know you're doing that thing right now, you've always failed it in the past, so you might as well just knock it off. And we buy into it. We buy into it 9 times out of 10 because we've never felt ourselves overcome that hump, overcome that hurdle that gets in the way every single time. So we don't actually know the feeling that we're chasing because we've never felt it before. So of course, that voice is going to win because we've heard it before and we failed before. So we know how that feels. And we know we're going to survive even if we don't complete the plan. So we let it creep in and we let it win. So what do we do about it? I gotta have some caffeine. How do we overcome self-sabotage? First and foremost is being aware of it. That, I think, is actually the biggest chunk of the battle. Recognizing that once you have begun your endeavor, that it's probably inevitable that voice is going to creep in. because fear, self-sabotage, and doubt is part of our psyche. We're wired to keep ourselves alive and to protect ourselves. So we're always, even if it's in the back of our heads, thinking what could go wrong and what can I do to prevent myself from feeling it if it goes wrong. And so it's very natural that we have those feelings. It's very natural that that voice comes in. But what you have to do is recognize it. So first and foremost, recognizing it and being like, even though I'm hearing that voice, doesn't mean I have to listen to it. Even though I'm hearing that voice and I've never accomplished this goal in the past, my past doesn't define me. And I am in total control of the path that I take now. But you have to fully believe that. You have to fully embody that you are in control of what you do right now. And that just because you've always done it one way in the past, 100% does not mean that that defines your future. But until you begin to really recognize that self-sabotage is creeping in, until you begin to really lean into the fact that you control your power, you control the path, self-sabotage is going to win all the time. The other element that usually creeps in is that all or nothing mentality, which I've talked about before, because it really does peak in so many different facets of our lives. So a lot of times that self-sabotage comes in because you're like, well, I can probably do my protocols. I can probably do my things like 60% this week, but not 100%. And so I'm just failing. So I might as well just forget about it. Or I'm going to feel really bad about myself if I don't do it at 100%. So I'd rather just like put my blindfold on and not do it at all. But again, what's going to get us closer to our goals? Doing things at 60% or doing them at 0%? And so again, having that awareness of, am I giving up because I can't do things at 100%? Or can I choose to just do the best that I can in the situation and keep going? That all or nothing mentality is going to get you back to ground zero every single time. And the real growth comes from realizing how much you can succeed once you're okay with not having to do everything at 100% of the time. And reestablishing what it means to be successful. Success should not only be defined as achieving one goal or doing things at 100%. Recognizing that you can have multiple successes in one day, in 1 week, in 1 hour is also the key. Because what happens is when we recognize that we're succeeding to some degree, even if it's only 40% or 30%, it shoos away that self-sabotage. And it's like, no, you're doing it, keep going. And self-sabotage is like, no, you're not doing it 100%. But if we celebrate the wins at every step to every degree, we can shoo that away. Goodbye self-sabotage. I'm doing it. And I'm doing it better than yesterday, and I'm doing it better than last month, or I'm doing it better than the last time I tried. So I'm going to keep going. And once you start celebrating those things, you're going to become more motivated to do more, right? Because you've now experienced how good it feels to succeed at it. So again, self-sabotage is that little voice in the back of your head that is saying your past defines you. You've never been able to do this in the past. You might as well give up now. Self-sabotage is also you telling yourself, if I can't do it at 100%, there's no point in doing it. And we need to just literally imagine yourself pushing a huge semi truck away and just being like, go away, going away. I have the power to push you away. Push it away. And I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to put my, one foot in front of the other. I'm going to keep my head high because I can keep doing the things. And the more I keep doing the things, the more I believe in myself. And the more I believe in myself, the more I'm going to succeed. And the more I succeed, the happier I am. It is literally that simple. If you liked this, if it was helpful, let me know. Please give it a like, send me a DM, follow me on Instagram, be my friend on Facebook, shoot me a message. If there are topics you want me to cover, let me know. It can be mindset, fitness, nutrition. That's pretty much probably covers it. Running, I guess that's fitness, bodybuilding, fitness, nutrition. Did I say that? And mindset. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are.